can find me at ActivAsh on Instagram, and today I'm bringing you 3 high protein recipes that you can use with products from Elite Subs. So let's get started. So the first, and honestly one of my favorite trends to come out of Instagram or TikTok, is the Weetbix Cheesecake protein style breakfast. I absolutely love this one because it's so filling and you really do feel like you're having dessert for breakfast. So easy, and you can meal prep more than one at once. You could meal prep a whole week of these little cheesecakes if you like, and whenever I have them, I swear everyone around is jealous. And it really does. It looks good, it tastes good, and you can be so creative with all of your toppings. So you could do peanut butter jelly, Bounty, Biscoff if you really like Biscoff. And that means you can really never get bored with this recipe, honestly. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm crushing 3 Weetbix into a meal prep container. And you want it quite little pieces, so it's pretty much all crushed together there. And then to make sort of like the base of the cheesecake, you're going to put 150 ml of almond milk or water. And the key is you don't want to make the bottom too soggy, but you also don't want to make it too dry. So you can play around a little bit with the quantities of milk or water, and you just want to make it so that all of the Weetbix soaks up the milk and it makes it into a nice base for your yogurt mixture to go on top of. Okay, so that's what I have so far, and that was about 130 mils of milk, and I think that's what I'm going to go with. It looks like it's pretty much soaked up every little bit of milk there, and it's made the perfect little base. So the next step, we're going to get our bowl and we're going to weigh out 200 grams of plain yogurt. And when you're meal prepping this, you can make as much yogurt as you want. So say if you were doing 3 serves for 3 days, you just weigh out 600 grams of yogurt into the one bowl, and then you can divide it between your 3 containers. So it's what makes it so easy to get the meal prep done nice and quickly for this recipe. And then my absolute favorite protein is the Macromite. I really love this one because it's gluten-free, it's vegan, it feels so nice in your stomach. Like some proteins, I can really feel them when I'm digesting them, but this is so easy digesting. The texture is amazing. Like, I don't know how they do it because vegan proteins can be a little bit hit and miss with the texture, but this one is so creamy smooth, and I think it's the almond blend side of things that makes it like that. The flavor I'm going with today is the deluxe chocolate flavor. So good. Other flavors I'm obsessed with at the moment is the vanilla buttercream, the iced coffee flavor as well. And there's also a chocolate one with honeycomb. That's brilliant. So we're going to weigh out 20 grams of protein into our yogurt mixture. And I feel like there's also a little hack as well. So I've made this before for another friend with whey protein, and the vegan protein mixed with the yogurt makes it so thick, and I think that's what gives it the best kind of cheesecake consistency. So if you're thinking of making this one, see if you can get your hands on a vegan protein, because look at the consistency of that yogurt, and that's going to set in the fridge as well and going to get even thicker. So I'd really recommend using a plant-based protein or vegan protein for this recipe if you can get your hands on one. If you're going to use whey, that is absolutely fine. It just means that your yogurt mixture might be a little bit more runny. Alright, so I've got my Weetbix base now, and it's actually looking a little dry. So I am going to make it up to that 150 ml of milk, just to bring a little bit more moisture back into it. Beautiful. And then I'm going to go right ahead and scoop on my cheesecake mixture onto the top. So that's like the middle of your cheesecakes. Oh my gosh, I'm already so excited to eat this. Like, it looks freaking phenomenal. Every last little bit of that yogurt in there, and then I'm just going to smooth it across the base. So already you can see that this portion is going to be quite big. And for the calories and macros, it is such a filling and high protein brekkie option that's really going to keep you full for, yeah, hours. Alrighty. Okay, so that is the base of our cheesecake mixture. Now this is where it gets fun and creative. So you can pick pretty much whatever toppings you like. As I was saying before, you could go like a peanut butter jelly or a bounty or banoffee pie. Just go crazy with chocolate. I have decided today that I want to go for sort of a Snickers style topping, and I'm so excited about it. And I'm going to show you a great little hack that I only discovered not that long ago that you can do with your protein. So, saying that. So what you want to do is get yourself a little glass and then get some protein in there. I'm going to do 5 grams and then just add water, and you can make a paste, like a protein paste out of your protein powder. I don't know how it's taken me this long to realize this, but it is the biggest hack. So really just add a tiny bit of water and go gradually, because you can always add more water if you need. But I'm gonna make a chocolate sauce out of my protein. See? Do you see that? I'm gonna make it a little bit more drizzly so I can really drizzle over the top to decorate. I've got a consistency I'm pretty happy with. And I'm just gonna drizzle that in a little decoration on top of the Weetbix. Okay, now to really get the best of that Snickers kind of vibe that I'm going for, I'm gonna add some peanut butter. And if you don't have this squeezy peanut butter, you need to get it. I swear it tastes better than normal peanut butter, and I'm not too sure how, but it's worth it. So I'm just gonna add 5 grams of that and drizzle that on top. And then last but not least, I'm going to do 10 grams of peanuts on the top, and that's gonna give such a nice texture and crunch, and it's gonna be that like Snickers kind of vibe on top. Here is the final product. And I will put the macros and calories on the screen for this recipe. You could really dive in and enjoy this straight away, but I'm going to pop a lid on it and put it in the fridge, and that way it can set and the yogurt can get even thicker, and I'll eat it in a couple of hours for a snack. But it's so good for meal prep because you can just make a whole stack of these, put them in the fridge, and then the day you eat them, they're all ready to go. Okay, recipe number 2, and probably everyone's favorite high protein breakfast recipe, which is protein pancakes. And honestly, I make this even 3 times a week. It's so easy, so tasty, and it just makes you feel like you're putting a little bit more effort into your breakfast, which makes you feel so ready to smash the day. So let's go. First thing you're going to do is you're going to need to make some oat flour. So really it's just blending up your oats into a really fine powder. These are already quick oats, but I prefer just to give them another blend anyway, just to make your mixture really easy to mix together. I'm going to do 40 grams of oats. So next you're going to get about 50 grams of banana and mash that into a bowl. I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking powder. I never usually measure it, but you know, quick little eyeball of a teaspoon. And then you need to buy your egg whites like this. If you're still buying eggs in a carton and you only use the whites, you need to move to these. You can find them in the freezer section of Coles and Woolies if you're from Australia. And it makes it so convenient. You just defrost them and keep them in the fridge. But we're going to do about 80 mils of egg whites in there. Then for my protein powder, again, I've got my absolute favorite Macromite. And I'm gonna do about 20 grams of that. Beautiful, that's in there. Now I'm gonna stir that all together and see how we go. Sometimes I need to add a little bit more liquid, like almond milk, but we'll see how that goes mixing all together. You want something that's, when you put it in the pan, it's gonna be a little bit runny, but not too runny that it's just gonna, your pancake's gonna be a crepe. Alrighty, so I'm gonna add some almond milk. Let's go with 50 to start and see how that all blends together. Alright, so that's actually a really good consistency. Like, it's pretty runny, but when I spoon it into a pan, I think it's going to be able to make really nice circles and not lose too much shape. So that was with the 50 ml of almond milk and 80 ml of egg whites. Now let's move over to the pan. And there we have my stack of protein pancakes. Really, they're so easy to do. I don't know, sometimes when I go to make protein pancakes, I'm like, oh, so much effort, but this recipe is literally so easy. Like, that took me 10 minutes to make this delicious stack of high protein pancakes. I'll pop all the macros and calories on the screen for those ones, but you'll see that I just topped it with 60 grams of frozen raspberries, and then the same protein spread made out of the macro mike protein that I used for the Snickers overnight Weetbix, and made this delicious stack of protein pancakes. Okay, now for my third and final high protein breakfast recipe. I couldn't just do all sweet for the people who prefer a savory breakfast, so I'm just gonna do an omelette with avocado on toast and then a high protein smoothie on the side using my favorite macro mike protein. I guess while I'm making this as well, I should chat about why it's so important to make sure you're having a high protein breakfast in the morning. So if you're trying to either sustain muscle or grow muscle, you're really going to want to make sure you're hitting your protein target. If you're unsure about how to calculate your protein target, definitely reach out to a professional who can help provide you with macro quantity. Figure out a number of protein, fats and carbs that's going to be suited to your goals. So first up, I've got 150 ml of the egg whites, and to that I'm going to add 1 whole egg. Making sure that you have a high protein breakfast in the morning is really going to help your satiety and really keep you full for the rest of the day, as well as fuel you for any of your workouts that you're doing or just your day-to-day. Alright, so in my omelette I've got spinach, and I'm just going to add some semi-sun-dried tomatoes as well. These are freaking delicious. I'm going to give them a quick chop. I'm going to pop those in the pan, and then for my smoothie I'm going to do a berry smoothie. So I'll do 60 grams of blueberries, 60 grams of raspberries, do half a banana. I think this will be around maybe 40 grams of banana. We'll add in 60 grams of yogurt, 20 grams of protein, and about 100 ml of almond milk. My top 3 high protein breakfast recipes. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you've got any questions about any of the recipes, or if you want a part 2 of this video. Thanks so much for watching.